Hi, I'm Rachel Paulson, a new contributor with SheWired. I am here with my sister, Sarah Paulson. She has granted us her first interview with the gay press. Thank you so much for being here.
Thanks for having me.
Sure.
That was funny.
What was your first television crush as a child?
Oh my God. It was a boy. I gotta say, it was Brian Bloom. He kind of looks like a girl, though.
A little bit. Did you ever have girl crushes?
Maybe I had a crush on Alyssa Milano.
Everyone had a crush on Alyssa Milano, I feel like.
Well, yeah, but that's because I wanted to be that character. She was,
Okay.
Remember, she had the baseball mitt. She was all...
That's my next question. What television character would you be if you could be anyone?
Sam.
Okay.
Sam Maselli. Wasn't that her name? Sam Maselli on Who's the Boss.
Good.
I ended up working with Judith Light, and it was kind of, I don't think I ever, it was like maybe one of the higher points of my career in terms of people I've worked with. And I've worked with good people that I admire, and Judith Light. She was Angela. Remember?
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
And Tony Danza looks like our dad.
He really does. He really
Although
does.
Tony Danza's cuter.
Also looks like Ellen DeGeneres, our father.
Dad does look like Ellen DeGeneres.
Really, a lot.
Which is interesting, because I do think Dad has the gay gene.
Yeah.
Because we have different moms.
Same
but
dad.
Same dad.
Which would
and
mean.
so maybe Dad has that. Anyway.
Was there a point when you were a child where you felt like you were gay at all?
I definitely made out with a lot of my girlfriends. But who doesn't do that, right?
I mean,
maybe a lot of people. You did that, but you're gay. Yeah, I mean, for me, it was when I was a little older, actually. I think I definitely never had a boyfriend in high school. I had I was like the one girl who wouldn't go out with any boys, and it wasn't that I didn't appreciate them, but it just wasn't for me.
Okay.
But definitely later I thought it. It wasn't so much when I was a kid.
When you're by yourself driving,
yeah,
what's the song that you play as loud as it will go and belt at the top of your lungs?
Paparazzi by Lady Gaga.
Sure, that's it.
And sometimes Bad Romance by Lady Gaga.
Can you give us like a little...
Rah, 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 rah. It's really... I was really anti the Gaga for a long time, and I'm a recent Gaga convert.
Why is she so good all of a sudden?
I don't know. I think it was just in the beginning, I was like, what's your deal? You seem like
odd.
Just a weirdo, and I can't quite tell if the music is any good.
Okay.
But now I'm properly obsessed.
Good.
Also a lot of Kelly Clarkson, Already Gone or Since You've Been Gone. There's a new song called
Do you tell
Already
people
Gone.
this? Do people know about this?
There's sometimes a Taylor Swift song that comes on that I don't change the channel. I don't sing it, but I don't change the channel.
But you leave it. You leave it on.
Sometimes. Not always.
If I were to give you a gift of an elephant, where do you think you would hide it?
Give me a gift of an elephant. Where would I hide it?
Where would you hide it?
A proper
Like
elephant?
a real, actual elephant. Like if I gave it to you and you couldn't return it, where would you put it?
I would give it to the zoo. I mean, I could never get on any room for an elephant.
In 2005, Cherry won Tony Award.
Who's Cherry?
For Doubt. Your girlfriend.
My girlfriend.
Ex-girlfriend.
Well.
Well. You kissed her openly. It was a big deal for our community. Did you realize what a big deal it was?
No.
Or did you just kind of...
No, I got a phone call from the publicist like, so, what were you doing? And, you know, I've never, prior to Cherry, been in a relationship, a proper serious relationship. Drunken makeouts with chicks don't count.
Right.
A proper relationship with a woman. Cherry was the first person, and so I was just so dizzyingly, insanely, madly in love with her that it just didn't, the consequences of it, if there were to be some, were completely not a part of the fabric of my thoughts. I just wasn't thinking
She didn't realize that it was going to explode in the way that it did.
No. And then I realized that because she had won, and I think 10 years prior she had won, and she thanked her then partner, and it was a big deal then, and then we kissed, and I guess it was an even
I mean, like
bigger deal.
in her speech, she thanked your character.
Yes, so it was a funny sort of incongruous thing of like, why would you kiss if then you weren't going to say her name?
Right.
I don't think we expected to kiss, and I think there was some thought or concern about, you know, Cherry and I had only been together for a little over a year then, so I think there was some concern about, it was very new, and making a statement or an announcement by saying my name, I think was, people in the theater community knew, people in the gay community I think knew, but in terms of masses of people knowing, it was early enough in our relationship that I think we were both a little cautious about it, but then I planted a big kiss on her, and then that kind of all went out the
It was
window.
like you came out at that show.
I guess I
pretty
did.
much.
I didn't mean to. I wish I could say I was braver than that. I wasn't making a public, a pointed public thing. It was just my heart kind of leapt out of my body because she won this award. It's crazy.
And that being said, if you could give one piece of advice to people coming out or being gay in Hollywood, what do you think it would be?
I feel like, is it dumb to say that when Ellen came out on the cover of Time and everything kind of went to shit for her, and then she's sort of become America's sweetheart with this talk show, and everyone in Kansas, I mean, all over the country. I mean, it's one thing in New York, Chicago, big cities for people to have large gay communities and to be sort of accepted in society and have it not be such a, I mean, in New York, I never even think about it.
Right.
Ever. You know, I just don't. It just doesn't. It's just gay people everywhere, and nobody, you know, especially in. I've been doing a lot of theater lately, and it's just like, if you're not gay, you're a weirdo. I don't know what advice I would have. I would just say be true to yourself, whatever your truth is. I'm not a big. Everyone, you know, there's some dictum like you have to come out to be a proper gay person. I just sort of feel like people have their own process, and you have to do what feels right for you. And this business is really, it's tricky. You can get pigeonholed into one type of thing, and it's everybody's business. Like the whole, I mean, it's everybody's business. Freudian. It's Freudian. You know, like the whole TR Knight thing, and that was like, I don't think anybody should out anybody else is basically what I think. So I just feel like you should just live whatever your truth is, and if it means, you know, standing on the top of a mountain and shouting it, or doing an interview, or giving the cover of People magazine and whatever, that's fine too. But
I mean, did you ever feel that your career was going to be pigeonholed towards like gay roles after that happened?
No. I think it feels like it shifted a little bit. You know, Cherry won the Emmy and didn't thank me, and it became a kind of like thing. And then she gave a quote to Us Weekly about the demise of our relationship. And all of a sudden, I think her fame, her rise in fame and connection with me made me feel more of the kind of exposed in that way. Most people in the business, like, either they're gay, you know, people in positions of power, studio heads and casting directors, and like nobody, I don't think anybody cares. My own thing about doing it is that I don't want, I think whether I was gay or not gay, I feel like the more information the world has about who you are as an individual, the less possible it is for you to disappear into a character, because they attach things to you, and I think it makes it harder to do your job. So that's the one thing about it I find, you know, I just don't know how helpful that is in terms of being an actor, you know. I think you can be a filmmaker and be gay and have everyone know it, and not, you know, think that someone's thinking your stories are bending a certain way because of your sexual orientation, you know. But there may be some people who could watch you and go, I can't imagine you with a man because I know you're gay, you know. And then you go, well, use your imagination, and I'm playing a character and I'm playing it truthfully, so it shouldn't, you know. That's I think why people get so afraid of it.
If you had to have a stalker, would you rather have it be a male or female?
I think a female, even though I know, you know, like Fatal Attraction things, it would indicate that maybe that's not the way you want to go. But to me, I just feel like the men are the murderers. Is that wrong to say?
You don't feel like a woman can murder someone?
I feel like she could, but somehow I feel like I'd be able to talk her down.
Oh.
Or apply her with, I don't know.
Have you had a stalker?
Nah, I've had a couple of freaky people who are, hey, I really love your work, and...
No death letters or anything like that?
No.
What are you afraid of most in the world?
Flying.
I was like, I can answer that question for you.
Yeah, flying. I'm a bad flyer.
That's it?
Death. I mean, all the typical things. Just call me Woody Allen. It's just like, you know, life is divided between the miserable and the horrible. I mean, it's just like, that's how I feel. That was Woody Allen impression.
I got it.
It wasn't great, but it was...
I'm going to ask for more. I know that you do impressions.
Oh, God.
I want at least 2.
Moving on.
Okay, great. So you won't do any impressions?
Not right now.
Okay.
Next question.
So I know that you and Cherry broke up. Are you guys still friendly? Do you guys still talk?
Yes, we do. It's a complicated question, one I'm not going to give you too much information about, except for to say that it is a ongoing situation.
Okay.
I can say that to you.
All right. And last but not least, what are you working on? What have you got coming up?
I'm going to New York in March to do a play on Broadway called Collected Stories that Donald Margulies wrote. It's the play that is coming on after Laura Linney's doing a play there right now. Okay. And it's just me and Linda Lavin and, you know, from TV's Alice. And it's a 2-hander. It's a beautiful play. and I'm going to go do that. I'm doing an episode of Grey's Anatomy right now. I can't really say what character I'm playing because I think it ruins something, so I can't do that.
Okay.
But those are the things that are going right now. And my Law & Order SVU, I think, is on tomorrow night.
Well,
where I play a murder.
that's exciting.
No, I play a scary person with bad hair. The hair is very bad.
You've had a few bad hair situations.
Right, that's, totally unnecessary thing to say. You also thought that the naked picture of me in my house was a really hot picture, and I was like, that's me. And you were like, oh.
Yeah.
Literally, I have a painting. Are you laughing? It's a giant painting of my naked top. And you can't really tell it was my face. And you're like,
I did not know it was
that
her.
painting is really hot. And I was like, that's me.
Then I got extremely red
And then you were like, oh, that's creepy. And I was like,
then I was very creeped out for
You were creeped out?
good week.
You're still creeped out.
Still extremely
You couldn't
creeped
see
out.
my face at all, but you
Seriously,
could see
in my defense, you
my
couldn't-
boobs, and you thought they were hot. It's a little creepy.
But I couldn't see your face. I didn't know it was
no
you.
face.
It was like
but
hair
that
like
and
this.
torso and things, yeah. A painting. But you did think that was a really hot painting.
Is that how I talk? Is that how you think I
It's a
talk?
really hot painting.
That's really how you think I talk?
Kind of. Nice boots.
Thank you. Lady Gaga said
I know
so,
Lady
too.
Gaga likes those boots too.
Thank you.
Do you have any other questions for me now
No,
that
that's
I'm sitting
it.
here?
Thank you so much for doing this. I appreciate it.
Listen, you're my sister.